Some buildings were half-built when the war ended, but some projects were completed in just 16 months. Some cities take 10 years to build a subway line, while other projects became fully operational in just 4 years. Some hospitals, which were supposed to take 6 months to build, were completed in only 10 days. Next, we reveal the 10 fastest-built mega projects in human history. Number 10. The Pentagon, USA. Under the urgent call of World War II, the Pentagon was built at an almost extreme sprint speed, becoming a legendary wartime engineering landmark. Construction began on September 11, 1941, at a time when World War II had entered a critical phase. The U.S. urgently needed a centralized, high-security defense command center. This national defense project was put on the fast track with the highest priority, covering 600,000 square meters, with a total floor area of 604,000 square meters. The 5-sided building has 7,754 windows and 17.5 miles of corridors, accommodating 23,000 employees simultaneously, equivalent to 100 standard football fields. To save time and speed up progress, the project innovatively used modular construction. Over 7,000 workers worked in 24-hour shifts, with peaks exceeding 10,000 builders working simultaneously day and night. Despite its massive scale and complex design, this world-class defense landmark was fully completed in just 16 months and officially delivered on January 15, 1943, equivalent to constructing 12,000 square meters per day. This speed, among large-scale wartime projects, was unprecedented and remains the benchmark for emergency wartime construction. Number 9. Dubai Metro Red Line, UAE. In the desert, Dubai built the Middle East's first large-scale urban metro at an astonishing speed, completing it in just 4 years and transforming the city's transportation. Construction officially began in September 2005, during Dubai's rapid expansion when downtown traffic congestion was nearing a breaking point. The Red Line, spanning 52.1 kilometers, 10 kilometers underground and 42.1 kilometers on surface or elevated tracks, with 29 stations, 6 underground, 22 elevated, 1 ground level, operates at a design speed of 120 kilometers per hour, with each train carrying 650 passengers, equivalent to the daily commuting capacity of a small town. Facing extreme desert heat and complex underground geology, Dubai assembled top international construction teams, invested heavily, and used standardized track laying and modular station assembly. Thousands of builders worked under the scorching sun and extreme heat, completing all construction in just 4 years. The line officially opened on September 9, 2009. Building 52 km of metro in 4 years not only set a record for Middle Eastern transit projects, but also showcased the engineering prowess of this desert city. Number 8. Beijing Daxing International Airport, China. In 4 years and 9 months, Beijing Daxing International Airport rose from an empty field to one of the new 7 wonders of the world, setting a record for speed in airport construction. Construction began in December 2014, and the airport officially opened on September 25, 2019. In just 57 months, it accomplished what typically takes 10 years to build. The airport covers 1.4 million square meters, with a 700,000 square meter terminal, the world's largest single terminal, equivalent to 98 football fields. 8 C-shaped pillars support an 180,000 square meter steel roof, a marvel in architectural history. Over 1,000 organizations and tens of thousands of workers collaborated to overcome world-class challenges, such as large irregular free-form space grids, using BIM technology for millimeter precision construction, achieving more than 40 domestic and international firsts, including the world's first high-speed railway passing under a terminal and the largest seismic isolated building. Its speed and quality showcase China's engineering power and the impressive China speed. Number 7. Fast Radio Telescope, China. In the karst depression of Pingtang, Guizhou, China built the world's largest and most sensitive radio telescope in just 5 years and 6 months, pushing humanity's view of the universe to unprecedented depths. Construction started in March 2011, and the telescope officially became operational on September 25, 2016. The core project was completed in only 66 months, and the overall site-to-completion period took just 22 years, far shorter than the 30 to 40 years typical for similar international projects. The 500-meter diameter Sky Eye has a 250,000 square meter reflector surface, equivalent to 30 football fields, comprising 4,450 panels and 6,670 main cables, the largest and most precise cable net structure in the world. Builders worked deep in the mountains, overcoming technical challenges like high-carbon steel cables and millimeter-level precision control, completing the giant reflector without large cranes. Its completion propelled China to the forefront of radio astronomy for the next 20 years, demonstrating unprecedented speed and technological innovation. Number 6. Three Gorges Dam, China. In 15 years, a massive dam spanned the Yangtze River. China built the world's largest hydropower project at remarkable speed, rewriting the history of human modification of nature. Construction officially began in December 1994 and was completed in 2009. The main project took only 15 years, finishing a year ahead of schedule, far faster than the 20 to 30 years typical for similar large-scale international hydropower projects. The dam, located at Shilin Gorge, Yichang, Hubei, has a 2,309.5-meter-long axis and a maximum height of 181 meters, a total reservoir capacity of 39.3 billion cubic meters, and an installed capacity of 22.5 million kilowatts, equivalent to 10 large nuclear power plants. It provides flood control, power generation, and navigation. Hundreds of thousands of workers built the dam along the river using concrete gravity dam techniques, with peak daily concrete pouring reaching 20,000 cubic meters, equivalent to building a 10-story building each day, setting a world record. Simultaneously, 1.31 million people were relocated, and 2 cities plus 10 counties were reconstructed. The combination of speed, human welfare, and engineering quality amazed the world. Number 5. Danyang, Kunshan Grand Bridge, China. In 3 years and 2 months, China built the world's longest bridge at 164.851 kilometers, setting a new record for speed and scale in bridge construction. Construction began in April 2008 and, synchronized with the Beijing-Shanghai high-speed railway, was completed on June 30, 2011, just 38 months. This makes it the fastest built among the world's longest bridges, equivalent to constructing 1.4 kilometers per day, a speed miracle in bridge building. The bridge spans the Taihu Lake area, the Beijing-Shanghai Railway, and other complex terrains, with approximately 30,000 bridge piles, nearly 3,000 piers, and over 4,000 box girders installed, equivalent to 10 large-scale cross-sea bridges. Using standardized and modular construction and large bridge-building machines, workers overcame soft soil, flood season, and other challenges efficiently. As part of the high-speed rail, the bridge is designed for 350 kilometers per hour trains, withstands 8-magnitude earthquakes and 14-level typhoons, and is built to last a century. Such a feat is uniquely achievable by Chinese engineering. Number 4. Burj Khalifa, UAE. 828 meters, 162 floors, 5 years and 4 months. Burj Khalifa became the world's tallest building at unprecedented speed, pushing the limits of high-rise construction. Located in Dubai, construction began on September 21, 2004, and the tower was completed on January 4, 2010. In just 64 months, the main structure and supporting facilities were finished, with the superstructure completed in 3 years, averaging 5 floors per week or 1.3 meters per day, the fastest record in high-rise construction. The tower has a total floor area of 526,000 square meters, 57 elevators reaching 17.4 meters per second, taking just 50 seconds from the first to 162nd floor. During construction, 12,000 workers operated in 24-hour shifts, using steel concrete composite structures, large tower cranes, and high-altitude platforms, overcoming wind, heat, and low oxygen challenges. Modular construction and prefabricated components sped up assembly, creating a vertical city landmark that redefined humanity's understanding of skyscraper construction. Number 3. Huoshenshan Hospital, China. In 10 days, a modern infectious disease hospital with 1,000 beds rose from nothing. Huoshenshan Hospital created a world-shocking speed record in emergency construction, embodying the true meaning of China's speed. With the COVID-19 outbreak raging, the project was approved on January 23, 2020. Construction began on January 25 and was operational on February 2. Only 10 days. Daily, 3,400 square meters were completed, or 141 square meters per hour. Located by Huoshenshan Lake, the hospital covers 70,000 square meters, with a 34,000 square meter building featuring a 2-zone, 3-channel negative pressure system and advanced medical and smart monitoring equipment. 40,000 workers, supported by 1,608 suppliers, used modular construction and BIM technology, installing 360,000 meters of pipelines and 800 cameras with telemedicine systems in 48 hours. Party-led task forces worked in shifts, designing, building, and optimizing simultaneously, turning the impossible into reality, marking a milestone in human emergency construction. Number 2. Leishenshan Hospital, China. In 14 days, an even larger and more advanced hospital broke the speed record again. Building on Huoshenshan Hospital's experience, Leishenshan Hospital provided a solid barrier against the epidemic. Construction started on January 25, 2020, and the hospital opened on February 8. Only 14 days. Covering 220,000 square meters with 79,900 square meters of building area. It was 1.3 times larger than Huoshenshan Hospital, with 60% more beds and more complete functions. A conventional project would take 3 years, but Chinese builders completed it in 14 days. Located by Huangjia Lake, Wuhan, the hospital has 1,600 beds with advanced medical and environmental control systems, achieving full sewage and waste gas treatment. Hundreds of subcontractors and over 1,000 construction processes were coordinated seamlessly using 5G and cloud platforms. Builders worked through rain and snow, continuously adapting designs, demonstrating the extraordinary organizational capacity and speed of China's construction system. Number 1. China High-Speed Rail Network, China. In 17 years, 45,000 kilometers of high-speed rail were built, making China's network the largest and fastest in human history. It transformed China's transportation and reshaped global rail development. Starting in 2004 by absorbing foreign technology, the first Beijing-Tianjin intercity railway opened in 2008. By the end of 2025, the operational length exceeded 45,000 kilometers, more than the Earth's equatorial circumference. In just 17 years, China achieved what developed countries would take 40 to 50 years to complete, adding over 2,000 kilometers per year on average, with individual lines taking only 3 to 5 years versus 8 to 10 years internationally. Builders overcame harsh climate, high altitude, and soft soil challenges, achieving technical self-reliance. Operating speeds are stable at 350 kilometers per hour with world-class safety and comfort. From Beijing, Tianjin to Beijing, Shanghai, from Harbin Dalian to Beijing, Guangzhou. The 8 vertical and 8 horizontal network forms city clusters with 1 to 2 hour travel times, turning ancient poetry into reality. Building 45,000 kilometers in 17 years. This speed and scale showcase China's modern achievement and humanity's greatest engineering miracle. These mega projects teach us one thing. When humanity pushes speed to the limit, conventional wisdom collapses. From hospitals built in days, to bridges spanning thousands of kilometers, to skyscrapers piercing the clouds, each is a miracle against time. Next time you hear impossible to complete, remember, it might have been finished in a time you can't even imagine.